Yeah. And one of the things, of course, I'm still in undergraduate and I'm still kind of deciding what I want to do from the career standpoint. And one of the things that, of course, comes up now is do I want to join the startup? I think that's a question that a lot of college kids have. So what's your take on the appropriate time to join a startup, and when should you really look out in terms of being cautious about joining a startup, especially from the software, from the tech, from that side, not speaking on behalf of finance and that sort of thing. So from the strictly engineer STEM side of things, when should you look out?
Good question. So I joined Boeing after graduating from USC. Massive company, celebrated its centennial 2 years ago. I was very fortunate to have actually joined a very nimble group. And so I really did enjoy my time there. I got to work with a lot of autonomy and move very quickly. But that certainly wasn't the case across the board. If I could do it all over again, and this is the advice that I give to a lot of people coming out of whether it's undergrad or a graduate program, I would go to a startup in between early stage and a large company. So growth stage. The reason for this is twofold. One, anyone who tells you brand equity doesn't matter, either they're a fool or they're lying to you. And that's my opinion. And let me give you an example of why it matters. I have a good friend who worked at Price. First of all, let me back up. She graduated LSE, London School of Economics undergrad, worked at PwC as a consultant, went to Baidu to work as a product manager, went to Columbia Business School, and now is working at Bank of America Merrill Lynch as an investment banker. Okay. She told that general profile to a partner at a VC firm, and just based off of that, the partner gave her an interview, a chance to getting a full-time offer. And it's because brands matter. People respond to brands and signals. You go to a university that's reputable, and people will, they'll give you let you through the door and give you a shot at the job, right? When you work at a big name company, they'll give you a shot at the interview. Your resume doesn't get you the job, but it'll give you a shot at the interview. And that's why I think brand equity does matter. And the second aspect to the earlier framework is you want to go to a place where you can move quickly, where it'll grow rapidly. And with that growth, you will be promoted and grow as well. So given that logic, if you go to a large company, say Google, Amazon, Facebook, all those large, well-known public companies, you will get brand equity, but you won't get to move as fast. There's red tape everywhere, and there has to be, because they have, shareholders and Wall Street to answer to every quarter. You go to an early stage company, you can move very quickly. If they grow fast, you'll certainly grow with them, but there comes with tremendous risk of failure. And if you do fail, you get no brand equity out of it. So you lost on both fronts. So from a pragmatic side, you go to somewhere in the middle, whether it's some companies that come to mind, Convoy in Seattle. They're doing software for the supply chain industry, or they used to be called Align Commerce. Now they're called Veeam. Based out of San Francisco. They're doing online remittances for international money conversions for small, medium-sized businesses. Now these are companies you may not have heard of. Most people probably haven't heard of them. But people who are well plugged into the community certainly have heard of them. And if you get in early enough where they have, say, $50 million of funding, so they're pretty well padded, you'll be there for several years, right? And then they accelerate their growth, then everyone else starts jumping on board. You got there just before that big wave. You could also say, if you go to a large startup, Airbnb, Pinterest, Uber, Lyft, those could be good options as well, but they're at the brink of going public. I think that's a little bit too safe. Certainly still a great move. But if you have the conviction to believe, and in my case, I believe companies like Veeam and Convoy are very strong, something that most people don't know, believe in it. Have the conviction to jump in early and to ride that rocket ship through. As long as that company is growing and you're growing with it, you will be associated with that success.